So, somebody come rolling all the way up to my camp through the woods on a motorcycle, yelling. I don't know what he was yelling about. I was in the middle of sharpening this. About to take care of this right here. Paranoid schizophrenic rolling up to my camp on a loud ass motorcycle. It shouldn't be out here in the first damn place. When there are markers on that trail that let you know somebody's out here. Screaming and yelling, making no sense. That is insane. That is more insane than the paranoid schizophrenic that you're triggering. Dude's lucky he did not cross the creek. This was already in hand. I did not once even consider to put this down and pick up my staff. Use common sense, people. You don't sneak up on a homeless camp, and you don't come running up on a homeless camp making a shitload of noise either. Especially when they've taken efforts to hide in the woods. Now I'm triggered. It's okay though, because I was about to have to chop this dead tree that fell down in my trailer. So I got something to take this out on. But that dude's lucky he turned around and left. Because I can't promise that I could contain any amount of control if he even tried to cross my bridge. Use your brains. If you have any. I have been through so much shit. And the last person that come into my camp making a bunch of noise tried to kill me. So, unless I already know you and have given you permission to walk up on my very humble abode, I will swing first and ask questions later. If I bother to ask questions. Don't be stupid. Don't be stupid. Most homeless people got problems. And a lot of those people that got problems, some form of PTSD. There's a reason I trained in a lot of shit that I shouldn't have. And now, I'm mad. Because I was about to bring my girlfriend out here to get her away from some drama and corrupt shit in a sober living house. Not feel safe leaving her here by herself. Not with something like that happening. So let me show y'all some shit. Right? Right now, this is the trail. Right here. If you cross this and I don't know you, you're fucked. Okay? If my instincts are kicking in, and nothing's gonna stop me except for lead from a distance, and that might not even do it. There's more trail. All right, there's right here. This apparently was the thing that finally told him he should turn the fuck around. That shouldn't have been what it took, because there's this trail here. All right, this is a big deal. All right, you see that there? Another grocery cart. This looks odd. This ought to tell you there's somebody out here. All right, and if that's not enough for you, there's a bicycle sitting here. Obviously, it needs to be worked on, and has part of what it needs to be fixed. Right? If that's not a big enough clue, there's a fucking towel here. It never made it to camp because I dropped it and it got rained on. It got nasty, so I hung it up right here so the next rain that came could wash it. Or I took its stinky ass in camp. Okay? More trail. My fucking drift right here. And the grocery cart. Alright. If you think it's a good idea to go investigating some shit like that, you are insane and stupid. Unless you want to come in at a respectable noise level, address the camp, right? Make it clear that you're a friend, right? That's one thing. But come rolling down this way on a fucking motorcycle, yelling, not making any sense. I don't know who this guy was. I don't really care. But I've already been finding things moved around over here. Somebody just fucking with shit. As a paranoid schizophrenic, really good day, really good day. I'm back to camp. Something's out of place. And I'm the only person that's supposed to be here. Of course, my paranoia gets triggered. And I go nuts. I start screaming at the woods about what I'm gonna do to the person when I catch him red-handed fucking with my shit. I am very unstable. Do not invade my home. Very bad idea. There are a few people that are welcome here, and those people know it. They've been told that they're welcome to show up. There'll be a couple of friends that I have that happen to have met me out there, found out my situation, and decided they wanted to help. And then my caseworker and her husband, they're allowed to show up. Last time he showed up, it was to wake me up and take me to a hotel because it was about to be below freezing for a couple of days. You know that? What the fuck, man? We had serious winter weather as far as temperature goes for a couple of days. Now I'm out here in a sundress and I'm comfortable. Weather's crazy. But anyway, do not roll up to a homeless camp in the woods on a vehicle that shouldn't be in the woods, screaming and yelling and making a bunch of noise. You're probably going to be met with violence. And I'm not saying it's right. It's just a fact of life. You spook a hobo at their camp, you're probably going to regret it. Alright? Stop being stupid. You see, while I'm out on the streets, I carry the staff. Right? I get back to camp, I put my staff down. I have a knife block that somebody gave me. And I have this Latin machete. I actually used to carry this every day. After bitch tried to kill me with a knife, I decided to stop carrying a blade. Because I didn't feel that knife. You know, somebody fucks with me on the street, I want them to feel what I hit them with. So I don't have to brutally end somebody's existence in public. But if you roll up into my home with an aggressive appearance, I'm not going to be civilized. What you're doing is not civilized either. And quite frankly, there's not that much civilized about me. The reason I can't get a job, because I got fired from my last job pulling, not this one, but a machete on a Karen that wouldn't fuck off. This Karen harassed me for 20 minutes, threatening me, saying a bunch of fucked up shit about queer people. When I picked that machete up, I didn't know if I was ever going to have a chance to put it back down. Something in me decided not to take her off of the census before I got all the way to her. And even the cops didn't really blame me for it. They kind of agreed with my reaction. Scumbag of a boss fired me the next day for having a machete on the property in my vehicle that I lived in. Nobody seemed to give a fuck that one of the employees was being harassed off duty and threatened and all that shit. Except for the cops, oddly enough. Georgetown cops they're very different from most cops in Kentucky. I don't know what it is, but there's something way different about Georgetown cops. Never had an issue with a corrupt cop in Georgetown. There's a lot of corrupt cops in Lexington, though. Particularly Muniz. But yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. And not just me. Any homeless camp. You roll up to them like that, you're not gonna get a good response. Back when I camped with other people, I don't do that anymore. Almost killed the last people that well, not the last people. Um, Somebody that let me and my husband come to their camp when we first ended up outside proper almost had to kill them because we got woke up being screamed at and our tent being kicked and stomped on and a bunch of hateful shit said to us. We were being blamed for dude being sick from getting bad dope, which we had nothing to do with. One, we didn't do the same shit that he did. We didn't do anything. This motherfucker smoked Ren, which if you don't know what that is, it's a bunch of dumbass chemical shit that's trying to pretend to be weed, but the best way I can describe it is it's the worst of meth and heroin put together. But I watched that guy throw rocks at somebody that tried to invade the camp and would not go away. And I was standing there ready to beat dude to death if he came into the camp anyway. He was a known thief, and he was acting incredibly stupid. Do not roll into a homeless camp with aggression. You're dealing with people that are at their lowest and at their wits' end and fully ready to snap. So, unless you're trying to take yourself off of the census or put yourself in a chair for the rest of your life or what have you, don't do that. If you have two brain cells to rub together, you ought to know this and shouldn't have to be told this. Don't roll into a homeless camp with aggression. Because you are most likely going to get an incredibly violent response. Most homeless behave entirely different in their own camp than they do out in public. Those of us that take the effort to hide where we are sleeping instead of sleeping right in front of your fucking face, there's generally a reason that we're trying to stay away from people. Don't.